Hey guys, in the back of our market update part 2, so let's get started. So I forgot to add this in at the beginning of my video before, so I'm putting it now. 151 UPC scams keep kind of happening, question mark. I saw a big spike in 151 UPC buy at 17 today, and I was like, okay, what happened? It's like usually if you see the spike, it's usually not on the same day. It's actually like, mid-afternoon right now. And the price is okay now, but when I look at the sales, you just see a bunch of like 159.99s. And this just reminds me of like the scam that happened just a few days ago. It's not as big, it's still 3,000, but unfortunately, I can't see the seller. But it just seems like I don't know why people are targeting this 151 UPC. Like this, people will talk about like market manipulation. Like the scam for the other day was from CCG Trader, and like you see the reviews like, yeah, there's like 151 UPCs at 150, cancel them all. It just seems very similar to this. So I have no idea why people are targeting this. I know that TCG Player took off the listings that were canceled because there was a big spike a few days ago, and now it's gone. But it just, I don't like. We're just seeing like a lot of scammy behavior on this. So there's that. But otherwise, the UPC price is pretty much exactly the same as before at 365. As far as the rest of 151, you're seeing that the Blue Moon Wars demand is going up, and there's some really cheap PCTBs. So over here, the PCTBs, I was like 415. That's really low because it's been 500 lately. And you just see these two sellers, Card Clash Co, Giddies or Giddles. 75% feedback is pretty bad. I have to say usually, but yeah, at least they are selling at these really cheap prices, 415 and 425. I don't know if these are trustworthy or not, but at least I know the numbers are really low. But yeah, just a good discount on that. And there's been like feels like less PCTB has been selling ever since the 19th, so that's interesting. Um, Bundles are selling. Oh, actually, I'll go Blowing Waters first. So Blowing Waters, I noticed a increase in demand over here. So 16, which is much more than before. Before it was like 6 to 9 maybe. And I do notice that there are more picture listings here which have a cheaper Blowing Waters price. I don't necessarily see a lot of them being sold, which is interesting. Um, I guess there was this one like a few days ago, but yeah, a lot of people were trying to batch sell their Blowing Waters like in quantities of two. So that's interesting. So a lot of people seems like they probably have pairs, maybe from like I forgot like Costco or whatever, or Best Buy was selling them pairs of twos. And then we see, I think we're still stuck at 135 right now in the other listings, but I think with this amount of demand, like we are going to get close to 140. However, if it does take too long, if it takes like a week or two, then that's kind of concerning. And then sometimes prices really don't recover for a while. All right, so that's Blowing Waters. Bundles have been selling so at let's say 57 over here. So it's not bad. The price is a little lower, 67.50, and I think that there's just like a couple of them around that price. Packs, 60 packs are sold. That's a little low, but it's not terrible. And pack price that I have here is 1074, which is about the same it was before. And yeah, I see 119 packs here, so that's kind of resistance points. And after that could go up. Like a lot of these other sellers don't have a lot of packs, so it could go up toward back at like $11. The normal ETBs, demand's been kind of slower, so it sold one yesterday, two today. Posters, I'm still waiting for these to recover. There was still more bought yesterday at 25, and yeah, I'm just waiting for it. Like it usually goes back to 32, so I'm just waiting for the cheaper ones to get bought out, so they get so it could recover. Binders haven't had any sale the last couple of days. And price per pack analysis, yeah, 1021 is it's getting closer to this 1074 for loose packs, but see 32 divided by 3, 1066. So 32 is a more like acceptable price for like, loose packs. If the pack price goes to $11, yeah, you'll see more posters being bought. So first off, real quick for highlights, Black Bull and White Flare, their prices are going down on TCG Player. Right now they're at 155 I skipped tracking yesterday, but as of a 2-day difference, you see Black Bull has dropped to 155, down $13, and White Flare ETBs dropped $10 over these 2 days, so at 155 and 150. White Flare boxes sold like they were like 155 yesterday, and so it keeps dropping to be below Black Bolt. So for whatever reason, it just seems to be cheaper than um, the like this one's more expensive than the White Flare. I do notice that one of the big sellers that is contributing to this is his Battlegrounds TCG. Other sellers are trying to maintain the 168 price. You see like Trainer Joe has 36 boxes here, but yeah, Backgrounds has 22 boxes over here, so that's kind of controlling the price and keeping it lower. And the man just kind of so it's still 3 bundles sold at 2. But yeah, for White Flare, you see the seller appears again at selling 14, so good amount of chunk. And then Trader Joe also is over here. So you see like these are the sellers kind of impacting the market right now. 3 is sold for White Flare ETBs and 2 sold for bundles, and they haven't been selling recently, but I guess they started selling again. Alright, so more importantly, Destin Rival, so the set that's about to release in I think literally 2 days. It's the 28th, so official release is tomorrow. Destin Rivals, the prices are about the same. They went down like some cents. So you see over here, like booster boxes went down like 34 cents. Cases are the same price. The biggest drop was bundles going up 50 cents. Bundles maintaining this price is still pretty impressive. Usually it drops a lot like lower than that, closer to the booster box price, like maybe like at least like $1 or $2 difference. Maybe not like this $4 difference. That's just ridiculous. But you're still gonna see the people who buy it, because it's still a pretty expensive booster box to open. And demand tapered off just a tiny bit, which is a little concerning, just slightly. So it was getting to like the 130s, 32. It was in the like 120s for a while. And yesterday it was like 116, so not terrible. You just still keep seeing like even though hundreds of boxes are being bought today, the quantity is still always around 400. So I'm always like wondering about that, like how many people are just like adding more boxes as they go. Like they're only like I'm guessing a lot of this is people are just listing partial amounts of what they actually have, and then they add more later on. But yeah, a lot of these prices are pretty much around the same price. Like even when I go to page 2, the highest price is 265. So you see a lot of sellers just trying to offload this before it drops, probably during release day. And I guess we finally start seeing 300s later on. So I did watch the Nostalgia Novex video yesterday about how like the set seems to be way more popular than Story Together. So I think that will help keep its price up. Even if it does drop, it will help it recover. But yeah, I really think this will be a well like set and stuff. People really, it does have a lot of popular Pokemon. Just a lot of the fundamentals make it similar to Searching Sparks, which has done pretty well. But I guess we'll see. And ETB sold kind of around the same level as 69, so a good amount. And bundles have been selling more during this pre-release, even they're a little more expensive. People just want to open a couple of packs, so there's 27. All right, so next, we'll just go Journey Together. So Journey Together, what I'm noticing is prices are getting a little more stable, and more cases were bought recently. So so 3 cases were bought, and the case price is getting more expensive. So that's kind of the main thing to look at for Jurg Together. So this is a cheaper case because Jurg Together has 2 listings for cases, one for enhanced, one not enhanced. And you just see you see 2 were bought yesterday and 1 was bought today. The pricings were like around the 12, 12.10, 12.14, and 12.30, and you're just seeing healthier price points. Like there's only 1 case here. There are times when like people are trying to like lowball each other. But now the prices look healthier. There's more of a spread between these prices. Like it goes up to 12.65, and then like the case prices are starting to get similarly priced, which is interesting. That's good because it first of all it means more bought. Like that's another 18 boxes bought in addition to like the 11 bought here and then the 5 bought here. So that's like I'm counting a case I was bought today, but if I count all that up, that's like 18 plus 16. That's like 34 booster boxes bought, which is pretty good. Yeah, the case pricing is like matching kind of exactly with the enhanced box thing, and you're just seeing like price rises. Like these are kind of stuck around like 12, 12.10, and they're starting to see a rise. They even dropped to the 1100s. So it's kind of a stronger sign for Jurg Together. It's also really good because Destined Rivals usually takes over a lot of demand for a lot of people, and despite that, people are buying up some Jurg together. So graphs are still broken. I mentioned this in my other video, but yeah, this graph is so broken, so I had to count these up manually. Um, the price for this booster box listing did go down. It's mostly because the seller Torta's rare finds listed 5 boxes. Otherwise, it goes back to about 215. But yeah, that was one of the more significant price drops. But yeah, the cases are up $16. The booster box is down 5. PCTBs, there's a sale on PCTBs. Like there's a seller, silent seller, just selling 2 of them at like $6 below market. So that's pretty good. 5 were sold yesterday total. ETB demand, more were bought yesterday, which was 32, and then bundles, similar amounts as normal were bought at 26. But yeah, I just see like kind of decent size are joined together. Like they're not like spectacular or anything, but like usually you'd expect it to go down. But people, I think it's partly, if anything, it's just like Destined Rivals is gonna have a 151 effect where it'll bring more people into the hobby where they're like they just want the nostalgia thing. Like wow, because seriously, like like a lot of the kids who grew up with Pokemon Orlando, like, wait, it's 2025. I haven't even thought about Pokemon in a while. Let's go open some things. Wow, that's expensive booster box, but there's a Mewtwo in there. Cool. Like that's sort of what I think is kind of happening with some people, and they're like, oh, what else can I buy? Oh, so and usually people want to go for newer stuff, and Jurg just happens to be the step before it. So that's kind of my take on that, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's go Prismatic next. So we're here Prismatic. So Prismatic had a bunch of price rises yesterday, and now like I see drops today. So ETBs are down $3, Super Premium down $3, and then PCTBs down $1. Just gonna look at my notes to see. It's mainly Super Premium collections and ETBs to talk about. So Super Premium Collection demand is decreasing. You're seeing it's trickling down to like 30s. This was a very kind of popular item, and so it's kind of concerning that the demand dropping so much, and then the supply is kind of remaining constant. So yeah, we might get to a point where we see this to be like double MSRP or something. We're just getting close to that. Assuming MSRP was like $100, that's kind of what I put in my head because it's easier. It might be 90. So like don't quote me on that exactly, but double $100 is really not that bad. At 14, 60. Like I'm sure if you pre-sold this at like 220, a lot of people would just buy up all your pre-orders back then. ETB demand is still pretty low. There were days where it spiked back up to like 70 and 60, but it's still like 30 is still just really low for ETBs. And it just makes it makes it hard for the price to recover. Like that's why we dropped back down to like 115. There's a bunch of them at 115, or at least a couple. And then PCTBs demand has been increasing at 8, so that's a little thing to look out for. It kind of drops, and so I'm not sure if we'll see a run with that, but that's just something you know if you're interested in PCTBs. They are starting to get bought up a little more now. As for the other things, let's see, bundles sold kind of the same at like 79. Surprise boxes a little lower today at 23. That's kind of what it used to sell at. And where's packs? So packs are now at 1120, and the number of packs sold was about 92. So still 100 packs of Prismatic bots. I look at the price per pack for things. Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of drops like the pouches. I feel like the pouches really ended up hurting the Prismatic prices because like people just don't really want the pouches, and so the Super Premium Collection doesn't really hurt it, but the pouches are such a lame item that I added like another thing that people don't really want. But yeah, that's been helping the pack prices because like it makes it hard for packs to go up in price when there's a source of packs that people will just break down just to sell the packs. But I see a bunch of like 1120s, which is a little lower than normal. But yeah, like it's still pretty impressive. Prismatic is still this high, but yeah, $12 is a much healthier price than what we're seeing now. Binder selling so at 12 yesterday. Yeah, pouches you just see like so little demand. Like it's selling below 10 a day. A lot of times it's like 4 to 7 a day. It like it's been struggling to hit $60. It still struggles to hit $60 at all. Tin display is still selling okay at 2. And still holding this price at 225. Like it's just really if you put a bet on tin displays, you might have been in a good place because it still holds up to like $14 a pack compared to everything else. So there is that value in the sealed tin displays. And then just like these repack things, like so demand for posters at 30, 4 sold, and like you're seeing like weaker prices for posters, just slightly. Sylveon Tech, 3 were sold. Leafeon Tech, 4 were sold, and prices are okay. And inflation on like 1 was sold. So there's only so demand for these 3-pack things. 2-pack things are only selling so 2, 1 sold. Let's go to Crown Zenith. So Crown Zenith, one of the big things was there was like 200 packs bought. A lot of it was from this person over here. They bought 210 packs for 1069. So just a lot of the cheaper packs bought up, and so we put the price is 1085. Let's go Crown Zenith. So Crown Zenith is over here. So yeah, a lot of the cheaper packs were bought. And it's just a good amount of flush out supply. If we see this one flushed out, this is like the next target, this 1085, because there's no packs before this. And yeah, it'll start heading, it really is slowly but surely heading to our $11. And you know, we haven't really been seeing like a lot more supply of Crown Zenith. Sea Sky sold 4, which is okay. ETBs, I think there was like a sale on ETBs. Yeah, like there's a cheap ETB for like $11 off markets at 158, but it's over here by Dead Zone Collectibles. It's just a good amount cheaper than it was before. And then bundle sold 1. But yeah, so Crown Zenith sold $250 with that.